Hello, welcome to my craft room. I'm Nina with Walla Stamping. Thank you for joining me today. I have the coolest idea for you today. It's this little gift box, but it's not really just a gift box. This is a box that I've created to hold ribbon. There's a little hole right here in the side. And what you do is you put your spool of ribbon through or in the box, pull a little bit out, put it on a shelf. That way you have a really neat looking decorated shelf with your pretty box. All of your ribbons are neat and tidy inside, all kept together in one place. So it accomplishes so many things. It looks pretty, it keeps your craft room neat and organized, and it keeps your ribbon in one place so you know where it is. Now somebody's going to win this box along with this spool of ribbon on the inside. I want you to stick around to the end so that you can find out how you can be entered in the drawing to win this box. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's a little bit closer look at today's project. Isn't it so pretty? I just love it. It just opens and closes right here so that you can put your ribbon inside. And then it has this little hole punched in the side so that you can sit your ribbon down and just slide out what you need and then cut it off. But it also has the ability to change it out. It's not permanently stuck in there so that you can change out and put different color ribbons. Don't you think this is an awesome way to keep your craft room looking pretty while keeping it neat and organized at the same time? So the ribbon that's going to go out to the winner with this box is this ribbon, and this is some shimmer ribbon, and the color is Calypso Coral. But I wanted to put one in there that was already open so I could show you exactly how this works. So I'm going to set this aside. I have a list of all of the supplies that you'll need to create this project at the very beginning and the end of the video, along with all of the measurements. So you don't have to worry about trying to write everything down as we're going through, because I've already got that there for you. So what I've got here, I'll just go ahead and tell you real quick. A piece of lemon lime twist. This is 8.5 by 5 1/8. I have 3 strips of basic black. Each of these is cut to 3 1/4 by 1/2 inch. Then I have a scrap piece of basic black here, and that's going to be used to make the medallion. I also have a scrap piece of lemon lime twist, again for the medallion. I have 2 pieces of basic black here. They're both 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then 2 pieces of my designer series paper, 3 1/8 by 3 1/8, and then 3 strips of the designer series paper. These are 3 1/8 by 3/8 inches. So I'm going to move all this out of the way, and we'll go ahead and start scoring for our box. We're going to begin with our lemon lime twist on the 8.5 inch side across the top of our scoreboard, and we're going to score at 3 3/8 of an inch, then at 4, then 7 3/8, and 8. Then I'm going to turn my paper clockwise a 1/4 turn, and I'm going to score at 5/8 of an inch, again at 4, then 4 5/8. Now we'll go ahead and get our trimming done. So I have my double score lines up here at the top, which will be the top of the box, and my single score line down here. I'm just going to cut straight up each of my vertical score lines, and I'm going to stop at the first horizontal score line. Then I'm just going to snip a little wedge out of both of these smaller pieces right here. These will be tabs that will go inside of the box. Then this little tab that's right here, I don't need it, so I'm going to trim it away. So now I'm going to turn my paper upside down and do my trimming here. So what you'll do on this is, again, just trim straight up each of these score lines. Sorry about that. I got a phone call from my hubby. So let's get back to our trimming. So as I was saying, this is my double score line here, and I'm just going to trim up each of these vertical score lines, stopping at the second horizontal score line. Then what I'm going to do is just fold these larger tabs back out of my way and snip off at this score line right here and right here. And again, we don't need this little section right there, so I'm going to cut that off at an angle. So we do have a portion that I need to cut off at the top right here, and I'm going to be right there. Just cut along that score line and get rid of that section. So I will have a diagram for you that will have all of this drawn out. It'll show you everywhere to cut and everywhere to score and give you the measurements and all that, so it's not going to be confusing. So what I'm doing now is I'm just trimming little wedges off of these, but I'm also going to trim them down shorter right there and right there, and you'll see why I'm doing this in just a minute. One last thing, I want to trim just a little bit off of these little pieces right here. Then we can go ahead and fold and burnish all of the score lines. When you get ready to punch out the hole for your ribbon, you can choose either side that you want to punch the hole out of. Totally up to you. You may want to think about where this box is going to sit in your craft room and which side you want to be the front. Is it going to be on a shelf and that kind of thing, and then determine exactly where you want to punch that hole. So what I'm going to do is make it easy on myself and punch it right here. So the reason I cut these off is because we're going to fold that down, take my 1/2 inch circle punch. I'm going to slide that all the way down as far as I can get it into my punch. Make sure that I have that lined up in between these two score lines here. So just see where both of those are. Get those lined up and punch that out. But we're going to have to do some punching again, so I'm just going to leave my punch sitting here. Now what you'll want to do next is just adhere all of your panels together. So I'm going to take all of my basic black cardstock and I'm going to adhere all of my Designer Series paper to it. And by the way, I forgot to tell you, this is Tutti Frutti Designer Series paper. I'm just going to be using some liquid glue to attach all of them. Once I've got those put together, then I'm just going to go around and attach them all to my box. Of course, the larger ones will go within the boundaries of the score lines on the larger panels, and then the smaller ones, of course, will go within the boundaries of the small score, or the small sections here. So what you're going to do is put one here, here, and we'll have to punch that again, and then one on top. So I've got my 3/4 inch punch now, and what I'm going to do is, you can eyeball this, you can measure it, whatever you choose to do. I'm just going to eyeball mine and find the approximate center, then line my paper up just about across the center of that circle, and it's going to be loud because I'm punching through 3 pieces of paper. So here we go. Woo! Okay, then we're going to fold this down, slide our punch on, and it's going to be a little bit tough to get that in there because you're trying to get all of those pieces of paper to slide down in there, but you can do it. Okay. Took me just a second to get that wiggled into the right spot. Now that I've got it, I'm going to punch again. Whew, that was kind of tough. All right, I'm going to take some fast fuse and I'm just going to run a strip right there. Fold this over, fold my box over, line up all the score lines. Then I'm just going to flip this up. Flip this little tab up right over here, add some fast fuse to one of these larger tabs, fold those 2 little side ones in, that one in, and that one in. Then you'll just drop your ribbon into place, tuck in those little tabs, tuck in the large one, and your box is ready to go except for the decoration. I'm going to be using my layering circles. The stamp set that I've decided to use on this is the Eastern Beauty. It's really a cool stamp set. There's a few sentiments and a lot of different just abstract shapes and some circles. So I'm going to be using the, where did it go? Enjoy Today, and this little circle right here. So let me get my scrap piece of Lemon Lime Twist, and the ink I'm going to be using is just our basic black archival, which this is going to be retiring. We will still have basic black, it just won't be in the archival, it will be in our everyday ink pads, our classic stamping pads. Now I'm going to line this up around my Enjoy Today. Get that stamped down, and then I'll be using my circles to cut this out. So I'm going to use the second from the smallest circle to cut out my lemon lime twist, and then I'm going to go up a size on my scallop circle. I'm going to run these through my Big Shot, and then we'll go ahead and get that adhered to our box. I've just put a dimensional on the back of each one of my circles. I'm going to put that one right there in the center, and then get this one in the center of that one. So now our box is complete. As a matter of fact, I think I'm just going to switch out these ribbons so that you can see this color coordinated. All right, so there we go. Isn't that so cute? Wouldn't that just look so awesome on a shelf in your craft room? You would never know that this box held ribbon except for the fact that it sticks out the side. So this is the one that I'm going to be giving away along with the ribbon on the inside. So stay tuned. I'm going to tell you how you can be entered in the drawing to win. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me today and allowing me to share this ribbon storage project with you. I hope that you enjoyed it. Now, at the beginning of the video, I said that someone was going to have an opportunity to win this particular box with the ribbon that's on the inside. Now, what you'll want to do is go over to my blog at wallastamping.com, find the post for this project, and you will have instructions in there that will tell you how to be entered to win the contest, to win this particular box and ribbon. Now, while you're over there, make sure that you sign up for my newsletter. You'll receive a welcome gift along with exclusive tutorials and promotions from me. And I would also love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you're not going to miss any of my future paper crafting tutorials when I post them. Now, if you want any of the supplies that I have used here today, again, I have those things listed at the beginning and the end of the video. They're in the description box below the video, and they're in the blog post for this project. So I hope that you've enjoyed this project today. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.